We're not talking about like 50 megawatt data centers anymore or 100 megawatt data centers. We're talking about 200, 300. Then people were like 500. Now it's like a
Yeah.
gigawatt, multiple gigawatts. And it's like, wait a minute. This is like, does anybody understand that this is not, it's like you can't just do that. You can't start to create 500 megawatt, 1,000 megawatt demands like this and not have a massive impact. Suddenly, you started seeing, the different ISOs coming out with their long-term load forecasts and just showing like 5%, 7%, 8% annualized growth for like, the next 5 years and 10 years, where before they were showing like 1%. And that's all on the demand side. Well, the supply
Yeah.
side hasn't really changed as a function of that. Yes, we still have renewables coming, wind, solar. There's more and more battery capacity all the time, but new gas fired, people had pretty much written that off as not going to happen. Coal, we've been retiring. Nukes, people were kind of looking at saying, okay, I'm the last owner, if you will. And that's been the view. That had been the view. What we've really seen in the last 12 months is it's all changed.
Yeah.
Now we have like co-location deals being done with nukes. We've got Meta just did a 3 gigawatt, announcement of gas fired in Louisiana. I think
Yeah.
that you're going to continue to see massive build out now of new combined cycles. You're going to have more and more gas fired. I don't think you'll see new coal built, but I think you'll definitely see old coal not retire. And then there's a whole massive reuse that's happening in terms of like the retired plants that have happened and those brownfield opportunities to then go and create something. And what's interesting right now is that something is demand, because the balance sheet of the AI demand is huge. I mean, I think over the weekend, Microsoft said they were going to spend $80 billion in 2025 in CapEx for AI. I mean, it's amazing. And that was what I found was interesting, was that this time around, they said it was equally split North America versus rest of the world. But I think last year it was more like 90% North America. And it wasn't 80 billion either. Maybe it was like 50 billion. But I think
Yeah.
you're going to continue to see. So it's interesting because people are like, well, what if this AI thing doesn't happen? Right? I hear that all the time. It's funny to me because it's like, it sounds the same as in the 90s when people are like, what if this
Yeah.
internet thing doesn't happen? And I would say, look, it's going to happen. And I know it's going to happen because I've got like 10 companies I can look at and I can add up the numbers, and they're spending about $500 billion this year.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
going to do it again next year. And
Yeah.
it's now, when is it going to happen? Okay, well, we can debate that all day long.